Hey guys, so it's your boy Picante J, and if you're watching, your boy spent the last 30 days running 2 miles every day. If you're wondering why I wanted to start this challenge, well, it's because I saw a lot of other challenges on YouTube where people would run a mile every day, and I was like, yeah, that's not really much of a challenge for me because, you know, I've ran in the past. I really don't like running that much, but I've played sports in the past, and I said running a mile every day is pretty easy, maybe 2 miles a day. Honestly, this challenge was kind of more difficult than I thought. And my goals for this challenge, obviously, I want to run a mile every day. Second goal was to lose a little weight. The third goal was to improve my 2-mile time. Those goals in mind. Let's see how I did. Alright guys, I'm about to go outside and actually run these 2 miles. My goal is to complete these 2 miles under 17 or 16 minutes. I'm gonna be tracking this with this app. I'll leave a graphic because I forgot the name of the app. The longest I've run without stopping in a long time has only been like half a mile, so it's gonna be kind of challenging. I mean, I'll definitely finish it, but at some point I'm gonna start to feel it, so hopefully nothing cramps up. But yes, we gotta go get to it. So just finished 2 miles and 16:40, not that good. Trying to get on in 15 minutes. All right, and yeah, that was a run. I'm out of breath. I feel fine though. I didn't cramp up. My legs started hurting after mile 1. So I pushed it, 16:40. Took a lot of energy out of me. Not that great, but definitely can improve from here. So that's it, first 2 miles in the bag. Coming up with the first week, my starting weight was 179 pounds. Now, if you're wondering, I'm 5'7", so that would make me overweight. The plan for this week was to run 4 half miles, all right, with a 2 to 3 minute rest in between each one. The times that you're gonna see on the side of the screen are basically including those rest periods. So if you see it say like 2.3 miles, the 0.3 miles is from me walking, okay? So for the first day, my first half mile time was 3 minutes and 33 seconds, all right? Not that good, especially since I'm only running a half a mile. The last day of that week, it was 3 minutes and 7 seconds, so already seeing drastic improvement. And also, if you're wondering, my half mile pace went from 3:57 on the first day to 3:38 on the last day. I will say, this week and during the first week, I failed the first goal of this challenge. I failed this challenge basically on the first week, which was to run 2 miles every day. Because on the 6th day, I said, you know what? I don't like running this much, and I know the importance of getting rest. Why am I gonna put myself through all of this stress when I know I can still get a better time without having to run so much? So I said to myself, the ultimate goal is to get a better time, not to run 2 miles a day. Still gonna try to run 2 miles most of the time, but I still wanna take rest. And that's what I did. Now coming into week 2, my weight. I was 175 pounds and I dropped basically 4 pounds, which I was like, whoa. Plan for this week was to run 2 3/4 mile runs and then add on a half mile to the end, which would equate to 2 miles. All right, guys, I just finished my second day of running 3/4 of a mile, 3/4 of a mile, and a half to end it with 2 3-minute breaks. And today was much better. Now, I will say yesterday I did not run simply because it was the hottest day in New York. It was like 96 degrees outside, and I did like 45 minutes on a stationary bike, so I was like, that's sufficient enough. But honestly, today was much better. I think yesterday I ran like 21 minutes 22 seconds. Today was I believe 20 minutes and 7 seconds, and for the first 2 3/4 of a mile, my pace was around 14 minutes. If I adjusted to a 2 mile duration, it would be 14 minutes. Running sub 15 is the goal, and I'm definitely on pace for that. But the second round, that's when I killed it. That's when I pushed it. In the final is when I really pushed it. I ran, I believe, for that last half. The last time I did it was like 4 minutes and 20 seconds, but this time I did it in 3 minutes 37 seconds. All right, I learned not to give up, and even though I did have the rests in there, I know So I felt a raindrop. I was pretty much halfway done, but I was like, I ain't trying to get out here caught in the rain. So I'm stopping my workout today. Yeah, it's getting closer. Get to the chopper now. Not gonna lie, it's only 2 minutes past since that last clip. Bro, you see how far the storm cloud rolled in? Like, bro, if I push it on that last home stretch, then I know I can shave off a lot of time. So that's really the goal. During this week, my average mile time pace went from a 7 minutes 39 seconds pace to a 6 minutes 49 seconds pace. I think that's pretty damn good. Now for the tempo days, my first tempo day, I ran 3/4 of a mile in 5 minutes and 6 seconds. But the second tempo day though, it was a fail. So we're moving on to week number 3, and my starting weight was 174.8 pounds. So I didn't really lose that much weight on the second week, alright? I was like, it is what it is, alright? I wasn't eating the cleanest during this challenge, so I'm not surprised by this result either. So the plan going into this week was to run 1 full mile, take a 2 to 3 minute rest, and then run another full mile, okay? Which would equate to 2 miles. The first day, my first mile was 7 minutes and 10 seconds, and the second mile of that day was 7 minutes and 35 seconds. I finished the first running day of a mile, 3 minute rest, and a mile. For the first mile, I'd say I ran like a normal mile. I didn't like, basically, I can't think, all right. But basically, I just said, you know what? I'm gonna run this at an average pace, a moderate pace. I'm not gonna push myself hard at all. I'm still gonna be at a decent tempo, but I'm not gonna push myself too hard because I just wanna see how fast I can complete this mile at a natural pace. And to my surprise, it was pretty good. I mean, I ran like a 7 minute and 9 second mile for that first mile. Let me switch hands because that was hurting my shoulder. Basically, after that, I was like, you know what? That was actually pretty good. So for the second mile, I did pretty well again. My goal for that mile was to run it under 8 minutes, and I actually ran it in 7 minutes and 36 seconds. So I'm happy about that, and I think that second mile's success was due to me, not going all out on that first mile. Yes, I did want to get that first mile under 6 minutes, but hey, it's all right. It's only 9 seconds. I can best that the next day. And honestly, I'm not mad at it. The second day of that week, my first mile was 6 minutes and 50 seconds, so a 20-second improvement. But my second mile that day was 7 minutes and 55 seconds, so I dropped a lot of time on that second mile. And that's when it hit me. Alright, well, I tried to experiment eating before running, and it didn't work out. My stomach got tight, and I just wasn't feeling it today. I don't like running. That's what I can conclude from this challenge. I don't like running. Alright, so yeah, I called it a little early, but giving myself a little extra rest. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I should try to pace myself during that first mile and then try to push myself on the second mile, because if I gas myself out on that first mile, then I won't have enough to push it at the end. So the last day of that week, running 2 miles, because there was a few days after where I didn't run a full 2 miles. That pace actually came out to 7 minutes and 18 seconds. Now, mind you, this is all with breaks in between, not running 2 miles straight. Leave me alone, cause you can tap into my potential. So, finally, we go on to week 4. Final weigh in. Your boy weighed in at 173.1 pounds. During this whole thing, I lost 6 pounds. Whoop-de-doo. The plan for this week was to run 1.25 miles, take a break, and then run 0.75 miles. That would be the plan for one day. Then on the alternate day, or the second day, I'd run 1.5 miles or 1.5 miles straight. On the first day, my first 1.5 mile time came out to 10 minutes and 48 seconds. Alright, just completed the first run of 1.5 miles in like 10 minutes 50 seconds. I think it was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, for my first time doing it, I think it was pretty good. If I would have just pushed it, like let's say I ran a theoretical last 1/4 mile and pushed it for like a 3:30 pace, that would put me at under 15 minutes, which is what I'm going for. And for this week, I'm just testing my endurance, keeping that pace on the first 1.5 miles or 1.25 miles, And then for that last 3 quarters, look, that's gonna be a push. I'm gonna see how fast I can push the pace on those, because I'm gonna need that for that last quarter when I actually do these 2 miles. So I think first day of week 4 in the bag, completed. Let's do it. And on the first day of running 1.25 miles and 0.75 miles, my first 1.25 miles was 9 minutes, and then my 3/4 of a mile was 6 minutes. Add those together, that's 15 minutes. We're trying to get under 15 minutes here, and I didn't do that even with the break. But you gotta remember, you're gonna have bad days, okay? You're not gonna have a straight up progression when doing these things. You might dip a few days and then you might go back up, okay? It's not always gonna be progression forever, straight up progression forever. All right, moving on to this day, my first mile was 7 minutes and 21 seconds, and that was the worst mile I had in a long time. But it's because it was a very strong headwind that day. I also had a long day at work. That day I was supposed to run 1.5 miles straight, but I stopped and I said, you know what, I gotta regain my composure. I'm gonna take a break and run this last half mile. And that last half mile came out to 3 minutes and 22 seconds. And then on this day, I just said, F it, and I stopped. I wasn't feeling it that day. Some days I'm not feeling it, and I just say, you know, I don't see the point of me running. I don't have the energy today. I feel as though I'm not gonna get a sufficient workout. I don't think this is gonna be beneficial to what I wanna do in my progression, so it's better off if I just rest. So finally on this day, my first mile was 6 minutes and 55 seconds, and then in total, my time for this last 1.5 miles was 10 minutes and 33 seconds. And then finally on my last day of running 1.25 miles and then 3/4 of a mile, my total time was 14 minutes and 28 seconds. And this was on a day where I was pretty tired from work too. So going into running this last 2 mile time, you know, in my mind, I was telling myself that if I can run that first mile in a little under 7 minutes and can push it on that last mile, then maybe we can get it under 14 minutes. But I know I had 15 minutes in the bag, so let's see if your boy passed the test. All right, guys, I'm getting ready to run these 2 miles. I'm about to do my stretches right after I finish this little walk. But yeah, the goal's still in mind. Get it under 15. I think I got that in the bag. Get it under 14. That's gonna be the real challenge today. And if I can just push it on that last half mile, I can definitely get it. So I'm looking forward to this run. Haven't did a proper run in I think 3 days. It's Tuesday. Last time I actually ran was Saturday. I took a day off on Sunday because I thought I'd run on Monday, but my friend, he wasn't available. So I'll be running today. Yesterday I did play basketball though, so I did pretty well. So today I cannot wait to see what the results are. So I will see y'all after the run. Bowling too hard through the net, swish. I'm coming with the heat, you need protection. You'll be doomed if you enter my section. Yeah, I'm coming up, just had to mention. Bowling too hard through the net, swish. I'm coming with the heat, you need protection. You'll be doomed if you enter my section. This is the aftermath. Did 2 miles, kind of spent. I ain't gonna lie, my quads on fire after a mile. So I really had to push that shit. But 14:35, 2 minutes off my original time. Hell fuck yeah, man. I'm talking about. So I'm happy. Whew. Couldn't get under 13. I literally cannot go any faster. My quads were killing me, but I don't think it's my best day. I think I should have rested a little more. But fuck it, we did it. And I'm happy. So you can always push yourself, remember that. And we're back, your boy got 2 miles under 15 minutes. And if you're wondering, that would give your boy an 82 on the U.S. Army fitness test when it comes to my age group. I'm 22. Now, honestly, I probably would have done better later in the week. I played basketball the day before this, and honestly, If I just didn't slack off in the last week of training, I would have done better, because I feel as though instead of just running a mile and a half straight, I should have run a mile and a half straight and either another half mile with a break in between or another mile with a break in between, just to help my endurance. All right. One thing I also learned during this whole process is that I don't like running. There was never a day where I went outside and was like, I cannot wait to run, because I don't like running. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I like it a little bit. I like it a little bit, okay, because it's beneficial to me. But I like, out of any cardio I can do, running is not on top of my list. Honestly, I just don't. I really don't, okay? I push myself, and that's what matters. Although I failed the initial goal of actually running 2 miles every single day, I still completed the goal that mattered the most to me, which was getting 2 miles under 15 minutes. So I'm proud of myself, and honestly, I encourage you guys to try something like this and see what y'all can do. All right, my gym's still not open, so I'm trying to do whatever fitness challenge I can do for myself to keep myself occupied, keep myself busy. Last month I watched 30 movies in 30 days. That was fun. Also, I forgot to tell y'all, yes, I technically did not run like 30 days. During this challenge I ran like 28. Okay, because some days, every week I had one off day, and then some days it like rained, so I went on my bike downstairs. Yes, if you're wondering, it wasn't exactly 30 days, but you know, it makes it better for the title, bro. That's what I gotta do. Cut down my 2 mile time by 2 minutes. Happy about that, and that's about it. That was the challenge, all right? Let me know what y'all think down below, and as always, this has been another Picante J video, so please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and peace. Purse in the bag in the suitcase. I be grinning, because I'm winning. No, I'm not done.